Hey guys, so today we have the privilege of talking with, how do you say your last name?
Just Dr. Hank is fine.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to start over. Hey guys, so today we have the privilege of talking with Dr. Hank. Dr. Hank is a motivational speaker, he's an executive trainer and coach, he's the author of 13 books. He is the CMO of his organization, the Chief Mindset Officer. And so we are going to dive deep into mindset, how to create a prosperity mindset, all the things. So welcome, Dr. Hank. Thanks for being here on the show today.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Stephanie. And I love the glam life of real estate, and that's just rocking, and you're rocking. And so I just so look forward today to help uplift your audience, help them better to create the things that they really desire.
Awesome. So before we dive into all the good stuff, let's talk
Yeah,
about your background, who you are in case the audience isn't familiar. Maybe
sure.
mention some of the books you've written, and then we'll dive into some of the good stuff.
Okay, sure. That basically, I'm a mindset doctor, a mental scientist, and so my PhD is in mental science. And my accent, if you can pick it up, it's Wisconsin. I was born in Wisconsin and now live in Dallas. And so I help people become their greatest possibility. And I have actually discovered a way to tap into the subconscious mind, the kingdom within, if you will, in order to help people be, do, and have everything that they desire. And so with that I've helped literally thousands of people to build $1 million businesses, to real estate agents to sell more, create more commissions, build their wealth, to personal things where I've helped people increase their health, overcome cancer. We literally are each just these magnificent, brilliant creators, Stephanie, that we can actually create anything that we want, to include good health, and we can overcome any challenges that we have, even health, even things like cancer.
I love it. So well, that's near and dear to my heart. My husband had tonsil cancer in 2016, so that's
Awesome.
important.
Love that Leroy. He's a
Quick
great guy.
question, a little off topic. You're from Wisconsin. Are you a Green Bay Packer fan?
Well, I actually am, because when I was a boy, and it's a great little story, I want to share that. When I was a boy growing up, it was in the Lombardi days, and
Oh yeah.
Jim Taylor and Bart Starr and all that good stuff. And so when I was, and I think I was, I don't know, 8 years old, something like that. And at the time, they had individual stores would just sell like bakery goods or meat goods or whatever. And so one store I walked by, coming home as a little boy, I'm walking home from school, and I look in this window and they have posters of like the Green Bay Packers and Bart Starr and Jim Taylor and all my greatest guys that I just loved them. And so I went into the store and I talked to the store owner and I said, I would just love if I could just have one of those posters somehow. I'll do whatever I need to do. And he goes, well, here's what I want you to do is every day after school, I want you to come into my store and sweep out the store. And I said, that's fantastic. And he said, and at the end of the season, I'll give you all the posters. And I went, yes, that's so great. So every day I went in the store, and unbeknownst to me, it was a liquor store. So at 8, I was in a little liquor
That's
store cleaning
hilarious.
it out so that I could have the posters of the Green Bay Packers.
So, guys, we're going to talk about mindset and how the universe comes together. The universe has come together because if y'all don't know, I'm a diehard Packer fan. I spent my honeymoon in Green Bay, not on
Oh,
the beach. I have a Bart Starr jersey, an autographed Bart Starr jersey signed in our media room. I have a Reggie White memorabilia. I have a Brett Favre jersey signed, all the
yeah.
things. So that I already
Oh.
know the stars are aligned today. So that's great. So let's dive in. So, okay. So talk to me about tapping into the subconscious mind.
Yeah. So let's start out first with understanding what brilliant creators that we are, Stephanie. And basically, in the last 5 years, all of science has come to agree how we create things in our lives. And basically, it's neuroscientists, quantum physicists, molecular biologists, they've all come together and they've agreed that there's 3 steps in order to create whatever you want your experience in your life. And so the first step that they said is it's your thought. So it's nobody else's thought. It doesn't matter what's going on out there right now, that if you think it, and as you think it, and by the way, you need to think about something. You can't just say, I want more money and leave. You need at
Right.
least a minute to be able
Okay.
to really get the energy
Like
going.
internalize it.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And that takes me to step two then. And that is, so your thought then, according to the scientists, creates energy.
Okay.
And this energy, which we probably would commonly call our emotions, that emotion then, that energy then creates, again, according to the science, matter, matter. So that's why thoughts become things. But most of us say, I don't think that's true because I've asked for whatever, more money, more, better help, whatever, and it hasn't come true. And so let me give you an example on why it hasn't come true is, let's say we wake up in the morning, and I have a beautiful thing that I'd love to share with your audience called the Joy Shop in the morning that'll just make your days go better and better, and you'll get more and more all the things that you want. But let's just say in the morning you wake up and you think about, oh, I'm going to have a glorious day, and it's going to be just wonderful, and I'm going to attract wonderful people and business opportunities and big happy surprises. In fact, if you can, I'd recommend everybody write down, as I'm channeling now, that if you'll write down that I want big happy surprises today. Because if you start saying that, and like I'd write it on an index card, put it everywhere in your car, or on your desk or whatever, and the more that you can hit that with your conscious mind, the more that big happy surprises will go. And so back to the story is that, so I wake up in the morning, I'm thinking about big happy surprises, and let's call this yellow. And so this is all the wonderful things that I desire, and I really get into my prayer or my thought, my meditation, whatever, and I say, these are all the things that I want today. Now, as the day starts going, that now we start observing and we see, oh, somebody famous, has passed away, and we see a deal goes south on us, that we get into an argument, whatever. And so now what happens is we were thinking about yellow, but now we're thinking about, let's call it red. Okay.
Okay.
So remember, because it's our thought, no matter what we're thinking. So if we're just responding to life in that red zone, if you will, that what happens is that you get, when you mix, let's say, a yellow paint and a red paint,
Right.
you get orange. And so you say, I didn't ask for oranges. Like we say, hey, I didn't ask for a bad deal, or I didn't ask for lack of money, or whatever. But the fact is, it's really your thought. And so I have literally techniques to be able to change your thinking, improve your mindset on a regular basis, where your life literally will get better and better.
All right. So give it to us. How do we do this? Is it
Ooh,
as easy as doing
stuff.
a vision board? Okay, at the beginning of every year, my husband and I go to Barnes and Noble. We get a stack of magazines. We get a poster board, and we
Yeah,
cut out photos. I cut out a lot of words because I'm more visual
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And we do a vision board every year. And at first, he was like, "What are we doing? This is spooky." 5 or 6 years ago, and now every year he gets more excited because we
Right.
can look back at those boards. We're getting to the point now where it's almost like, what do we put on there? Because you kind of go,
Yeah, we're
like,
gonna get it. Yeah.
yeah, you got to be careful what you ask for.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly that. That's one great technique, is to have a vision board, and again to have it out, just like my vision board that I just showed you. That Sharon and I, my wife Sharon, and I every New Year's Eve. That's what we do. We sit and we cut out stuff, and actually during the year we cut out different words, pictures, whatever that you want. So that's a wonderful way of doing it. Let me, because
You're breaking. Can
so
you hear me?
there
You
we
just
go.
totally cut out. There you go.
There we
Okay.
go. Yeah,
I'll edit
yeah.
it.
We
No worries.
froze.
No, you're okay. You're okay. I've got us recording on 2 tracks. So even if something wonky happens, it's real easy to edit out.
Yeah, it's all great, and hey, it froze on us because we're getting into the good stuff
Exactly.
now.
It's the
And
devil.
no, 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 no. It's the angels. It's the angels. There is no devil other than our own thoughts. And so we create those. So when you say, hey, it's the angel, I wanted to freeze that moment because it was so delightful that you say, oh, yeah, that's great. And you just, start loving it, Stephanie. So, so you said, let's get into the meat. So I'm actually going to dig a little bit deeper than maybe what you even asked for. And everybody, you're going to love this information. You're going to all of a sudden awaken and say, oh my gosh, this is so cool and so easy. So let me talk about the subconscious mind. So I'm also an ordained minister, and I went through 4 years of seminary school to kind of understand this God thing. I really didn't understand it. And now I do. And I know that let's start out with the scientists, that those 3 steps that they forgot the universe. They forgot God, okay?
Right.
They forgot your soul in that, but I didn't. And so actually the way that creation is that step 1 is your thought, for sure. It creates energy, step 2. But there's a new step 3, and that is that God then, the universe then, receives your prayer, your thought, that energy that was created. So in step 3, God receives, the universe receives your prayer and instantly answers it. And that's why all of our prayers are answered. But most of us say, hold on, I've been asking whatever, more money, and I don't have that more money. Where is it? Well, it's still in energy form, so we co-create it. And step 4, which I probably help people more after I help them with their thought process and just a new way of thinking, that step 4 is to allow it, to believe it, to expect it. And what people don't see, we've been told, ask and you shall receive, but we've also been told then, as we were growing up, that's a biblical, quote, but we've been told as we grow, hey, we got to work hard. And what do you think? Money grows on trees? And the answer is it does.
We don't know how to receive it.
Right, exactly. We don't know how to receive it. And so money doesn't grow on trees. Well, I lived in Florida, and, there's billions of dollars of oranges, grapefruit trees that, are on there. So we've been told things like we got to work hard and we got to sacrifice, and we need to worry about our children. See, when you send worry to your children, what happens is they become worried. And so what you do is you want to send love and well-being. So that just is some examples on how to change that thinking. But that step 4 is to really allow it, accept it, believe it. And that's where we want to increase our self-esteem. We want to recognize just what powerful creators that each one of us are, Stephanie, to be able to, we can literally call it the way that we want it. It's just a matter of changing that thinking and then allowing it, accepting it, and expecting this to start happening now into your life and the things that you ask for. Okay?
Okay.
So now, there's another biblical quote, and so now I'm going to talk about tapping into the subconscious, and it's Matthew 18:19, and it basically says, when the two of you agree on something, that the Father will have it manifested on earth. And so what are those two? And those two actually are your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. And so another quote is that it is, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And you think, like, what does that mean? I think it's in my heart. I know I'm thinking in my head, but how do I think in my heart? Well, what that is the subconscious mind. So both of those quotes are the subconscious mind. And when you get agreement between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, and they come together, you will literally manifest it and see it in your experience. And so the challenge is, so a lot of trainers, teachers, whatever, and everybody has been well-intentioned on this, but they say, like, oh, say affirmations, okay? And so like, I am wealthy. Well, the reason why that doesn't work is because your conscious mind is saying, I am wealthy, And your subconscious mind is saying, bullshit.
Right. No, that's so true.
And the reason why is because your subconscious mind, and so really take note of this, everybody, that your subconscious mind has memorized every thought you've ever had since conception, every thought, every feeling, and every experience. And it has come up with, concluded an opinion on every subject under the sun based on everything that you've experienced and you've taken from your conscious mind into your subconscious mind. And so what that opinion is actually a belief. And that's why it says it is done unto you as you believe. Well, your beliefs are within your subconscious mind, and it's that dominant thought on any subject that you have. Now, what psychologists and people in my industry have typically done is they'll sit down on a couch and they'll try to dig up what the problem is. Well, good luck with that. You'll be there for eternity talking about, well, this bad thing, and I didn't have money here, and my parents this and that. And the good news is I have a shortcut to circumvent all that. None of us have to sit on a couch other than to just have fun and enjoy it, that we can now tap into the subconscious mind. So there's a couple of techniques to be aware of to be able to tap into the subconscious mind. Because remember, it's not just about I am wealthy and then, it's just not going to happen.
Right.
So because it was, I call it multisensory, because you saw things, you heard things, you felt things, you smelled things, touched things, that what happens is that if you can recreate the new image of what you want, it's kind of like playing a movie, if you will, but what kind of movie are you playing? And for sure, I want none of you to play that old movie about how you were brought up or how somebody mistreated you or, how sick you are or whatever. Stop playing that movie and start thinking about what new movie am I going to make and create now? So, and one of the quotes that I'm kind of famous for, if you will, is that some people say, hey, Dr. Hank, why don't you face reality? And I say, oh no, I don't face reality. I create it. And so for us to stop facing reality and looking at it, because all it is, it's our past thought that we've had that is now coming into fruition. And so the beauty is that right now in this red hot moment, that we can change what we have in our future by what we have in our mind right now. So multisensory impact, if you can impact and put in a new story into your subconscious mind using the senses. Another thing is, I call this space repetition. In fact, I was an executive with Procter and Gamble, and I would help them and advertise and say, you just can't run this ad one time. And they said, why not? And I said, well, in fact, you can kind of blame me for why we see the same ad over and over and over again. It's because most of us don't accept a new idea until at least the sixth time. So even as you're hearing this right now or viewing this, I really would recommend that what Stephanie and I are sharing with you today, that you watch this at least 6 times, because to accept this, because it's new thinking, these are some thoughts you've never even considered before, you've never heard before. And so it's a way for you to say, you know what, I want a new life. I'm sick and tired of this struggle going upstream, and none of our desires are up there. All of our desires are downstream. And so it's the easy path. It's the path of most allowing. And to be able to just ask, in fact, I love the song, and sing this to yourself. I would recommend everybody on row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. And see, that's how it is. Be easy on it. And so the space repetition, you need to do it often. And then you also need to use some gentler words. Like, So I am wealthy. Again, your subconscious mind says, "Hey, that's not it." But use words like, "I easily accept." Okay, that, and you'll see, and I'll actually do a magical sentence. So what will happen here is I'm going to share with you a magical sentence, and let's do it on what would you like to do it on? Would that business or money, or what would you think that you and your listeners would like more of, Stephanie?
I don't think we can ever go wrong with money or health. So let's pick money.
Yeah, yeah. So, um, since most of us are watching this are entrepreneurs, have our own businesses, or managers, or that we're in sales, if you will, that this so this sentence. Now, let me tell you before you write the sentence down that I'm going to ask you to do a couple things with this sentence. And the first thing is every morning I'm going to want you to write this sentence down. Why write it down? Because of the multisensory impact. You're going to be feeling it, if you will. You're going to be seeing it. So it's going to start including the senses. You're going to start feeling it, the sixth sense. And I'm going to want you to remember that space repetition. I'm going to want you to write it down 21 times a day. And again, I would recommend first thing in the morning, writing it down 21 times.
Okay.
People that do this within 7 days, in fact, I have a program called 7days to more business.com. And it literally will help you to understand how to tap into your subconscious mind and then be able to have more money in 7 days. And so I have amazing things. Like I have agents right now. This is, the end of January. This agent has been with me for 2 months and is at $3.6 million. And this is kind of like the slow months, right?
Sure.
And it's all because she just listens to what I have to do. So all you need to do is listen and, to do what I ask you to do. It's kind of funny. I had one lady a couple months ago. She goes, "Well, I'm going to write this down 42 times." And double it. And I said, no. You're forcing it. And what you want to do is you want to be easy. So the magical sentence then that I'd like you to write down 21 times every morning.
I got
And
a pen ready. I'm going to start writing.
okay, good.
Taking notes.
So I easily accept. New business thoughts. So think about that. I easily accept new business thoughts. Your subconscious mind goes, no problem. New business, love it. New business thoughts. I do.
There's no friction between my subconscious and my conscious mind with that.
Exactly. We come together as one.
Okay.
And so when you then look at, I easily accept new business thoughts, and I am prepared to increase my income now.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, when you hear that, so I easily accept new business thoughts, no problem. And then the beauty of this is, and I am prepared. And each one of us are prepared to increase our income now. And this idea about now is very powerful as well. So I use very soft, gentle words with that magical sentence there. And I do this for my agents, people, I coach with, whatever, that, they'll call me or text me or whatever and say, "Hey, I have like a deal stalled. Okay, and the deal just isn't going anyplace. I can't sell this house. I can't, get an offer. They won't accept my offer, whatever." And I'll give them a magical sentence. I'll hear it, and then I'll channel it. And so I literally channel it with infinite intelligence and then give them the sentence. They start writing it, and I literally have, like, the last one that I can recall, a $1.5 million sale that just stalled, didn't go anywhere, and for like 6 weeks. And they called me, and within 3 days after them writing that down, that they actually manifested it. So this idea about now, you can't say, well, I want more money tomorrow because tomorrow never comes. Because when I'm in tomorrow, it's now today, and so tomorrow is the next day. So your
That's a really good
subconscious,
point.
yeah, yeah. So you can't say like, I'm going to be wealthy. Subconscious mind says, no problem, no problem. You're
It's like
gonna,
the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's just
yeah,
you're
yeah, you're
chasing it.
gonna be, but not today. And that's why we really need to, watch our watch what we think and watch our words, but really most importantly, and here's just an amazing thought, idea, and understanding about life. And so I'm going to share a story with you that it kind of happened this way, not exactly, but let's say you're up in, you're talking to God and you're saying, hey, I can't wait to get back down here. Okay. And so, and you say to God, so when I come back to earth, this perfect place that has the perfect contrast, everything we want, everything we don't want. And because we're living this life, we brush up about against what we don't want. And that helps birth us new ideas of what we do want. So we just love this where it's just the perfect place. And we were meant to just skip along here on our path and just enjoy life and rub up against this contrast and say, oh, that's what I don't want. And then ask, what do I want? And then God will expand thought and emotion beyond any place it's ever been before. So back to this, we're talking to God and we say, so how are we going to communicate? Is it going to be English? Is it going to be Spanish? God laughs and says, oh, no, dear child of mine, that the way that we're going to communicate is the perfect way of communicating. You go, really? What's that? And it's with your feelings. I'm going to guide you every moment of every day. And when you feel bad, you know that whatever you're thinking isn't the way that I'm thinking about it. But when you feel good, it means your thought on whatever that subject is now you're on your lighted path and you'll be able to do, and have everything that you want. So we have these beautiful feelings that actually are our guidance system, but most of us have been told to turn that off, use your intellectual mind, figure it out, and forget all that stuff. You don't need any of that you can literally channel from all that is God answers to everything that you want. That when you easily talk, such as the magical sentence that I easily accept new business thoughts. Yeah, I love new business thoughts, and I am prepared to increase my income now. Now let's take a look at that word income. The reason why I didn't use money is, oh my goodness, we are all messed up with money. We were, most of us were brought up with, the root of all evil is money. And actually that paragraph, it's just a misinterpretation of scripture, that what it was saying, that paragraph is your source of everything, money and everything else, love, happiness, joy, health, and everything is from God. That's the only thing that meant. But then we heard, oh, the filthy rich, and what? I don't want to be filthy. God, I'm not going to be rich. I don't want to be filthy. Or money doesn't grow on trees, or, what do you think? You can just ask for it and get it? You bet. You can. Okay. The Father does the work, but we've been told we got to do all the work when really the Father does the work. We just have to do the asking. So this money thing has really gone into our subconscious mind, and really most of us have our belief. Remember, that's all of our experiences and everything with money. Another great one on money is there's not enough of it. Which just isn't.
Right. It's like a scarcity mindset.
Yeah, yeah. And another thing on money is, if I get money, I'm taking away from somebody else, and you don't
Right.
understand the law. The law is when you ask, God makes more of it. And an example of that is money. That there weren't any billionaires 100 years ago. Now there's like 1,500 billionaires. Where did they get the money? Did they import it from some other planet or something? No. What they did is they asked for more, and they were in a receiving mode to be able to accept it, receive it, allow it into their experience. And so all of us can have more money. But again, that money, when you say money, like I want more money, normally, and so here's another great understanding of life and the principle of the universe, is every particle that there is, Stephanie, every particle in the universe has either wanted in it or unwanted. There's either you like it or you don't like it. So it's really not good or bad, because we all have different opinions of what good or bad is, but it's all what each one of us want or don't want. Okay. And so let me give you an example on some of us out there have been divorced. And so maybe you're thinking about your ex and you're thinking like, oh, I don't like that, SOB, and, whatever. That the fact is that it can be looked at, your ex or whatever situation, a person you don't like, as a blessing to you, because it helped you to understand the type of people you didn't want, or the type of spouse you didn't want, and it helped birth on an understanding of what you did want, and that then births you into a new, better life. And with a new, better spouse or better people that you attract or whatever. And so it's really phenomenal on how powerful we are, and that by paying attention more to how we feel. You don't really even have to monitor your thoughts, just monitor how you feel. And as long as you're feeling good, you're on your lighted path, and you'll see you'll get more and more that you want. So what do you think about that, Stephanie?
I think this is great. So, if we sit down and write in the morning, I easily accept new business thoughts and I am prepared to increase my income now. Could I take out the word business and the word income and like change that with health, or change that with something else
Yeah.
I'm trying to accomplish? Or,
Yeah, so I would be careful on that, because typically what people do is they start changing up the words, and it starts getting, hey, I'm gonna, work high, I'm gonna get this, and so so you could play with it, but just a little watch out. Probably the best thing is just to contact me, and if you have something, if you want help. But let me give you so. I easily accept, using kind of that same terminology, I easily accept new healthy thoughts, and I am prepared to increase my well being now. And see, in that word, probably nobody would ever use that in that sentence, but really, there's just well-being that flows to us. The only, as we were discussing earlier, the only devil or whatever, the thing that blocks us from this well-being are our thoughts about things we don't want. And so when you start thinking about, man, I'm thinking all the time about stuff I don't want, that I don't like, that somebody passed away, that I don't like the deal went south, I don't like that my right knee hurts. See, so if your right knee hurts, think about your left knee. There is
okay.
so much good happening, and then it will start, that good, as you focus on that wanted, that good, okay, that what will happen is, as you focus on your left knee, all of a sudden you'll see, gee, my right knee is feeling better, because you're literally flowing that well-being to you. So, yes, so health would be that I easily accept new healthy thoughts, and I am prepared to increase my well-being now. Now, since we're on health, and I know that one of your um, uh, desires and things that you want to help encourage people with and help them is their health. And so let me share with you that there really are just 3 steps to becoming healthy. And the 3 steps are, you won't find them in a magazine, you won't find them anywhere. Again, you're gonna find this on Stephanie's show, the Glam Life of Real Estate is where you're gonna find it, and it's magical and it's true. And if you just do these 3 things for your health, the first thing and the most important is to have good feeling thoughts. Why? Because when you don't, and you have thoughts about, oh, geez, my health is bad, you're creating, by the way, when you do that, you're creating worse health, okay? Or I am overweight, you're creating more weight because your vibration is there. God doesn't listen to the universe doesn't listen to what your words are, it's the vibration. So if you're saying, I want more money, you're actually saying, I don't have enough money, and then God will make sure you don't have enough money. And so we really need to be so think about, oh my gosh, I'll have good feeling thoughts. Now, some people say, I don't know where to begin. It's kind of tough. Well, the good news is I have a book called Good Feeling Thoughts, and there's 7 spiritual thoughts every day. And so each day is done other than leap year, and this year is leap year, so we don't have it. But that you read those 7 thoughts, and what that'll do is that'll raise your vibration. And when your vibration raises and rise up, that what happens is you will now be at a higher point of attraction to attract more of the things that you desire. You'll attract thoughts, so let's call those godly thoughts instead of your little conscious mind. I'm trying to figure it out, and the worry and the fear and the complaining and the blaming. Get rid of that. I call that the committee. And instead, as you raise your point of attraction, that you'll not only attract better thoughts, better feeling thoughts, better thoughts for more money, better health, whatever it be, but you'll also start attracting people, circumstances, and events that'll make your heart sing.
Awesome. So it's you writing it down, focusing on what you want versus what you don't want, and then your words have power in the sense of you don't want to say what you have, you want to say what you desire, but not in a negative way to where the universe hears it as you don't have enough.
Yes, very good, very good. Back to that health on those 3 steps. So it's good feeling thoughts, which you just now restated in such an eloquent way on that. Yeah, if you're just thinking about the things that you desire, that quit looking around at what's happening or thinking about what's in the past. Instead, just think on how you want it. It'd be easy. And a real easy statement on that is, I want a long, happy, healthy, wealthy life. And don't you? For sure.
Absolutely.
That you're the queen of builders, and with builders, and do lots of business, over $100 million worth of business. You're the queen of that. And so to think about when they're building the house, it's our objective to just kind of make the frame, the outside, and kind of be the architect, if you will, and kind of draw how I want the house to be. So how do I want my house to be? And I want to have a long, happy, healthy, wealthy life. And then let God fill in where the windows go, the different rooms, the specifics of that, because the Father will do the work that'll give it to you way better. Like, for example, I don't prepare like for our talk today and your magnificent show today. I don't think, oh, what am I going to say, and write notes, or none of that stuff. What I do is I say, oh, we're just going to have a magnificent time, that it's just going to be powerful. It's going to enlighten and brighten people that they're going to be on. And instead of, most people are like concerned about, gee, what am I going to say? That actually your message, and this is great for sales people, but really for all of us, that 60% of your message is your body language. Yeah. 30% is the tone of voice you use, and only 10% are your words. So like, we're all thinking with our little conscious mind, oh, what words do I have? And it's like, oh, you forgot 90%. So what you do is you just I love inviting my angels in. I say, hey, my angels, and I ask to rise up now and to fly with my angels and to have that vibration with within me, angelic vibration. And then and that's why I don't worry or fear or anything about anything. There's nothing to fear or worry about when you really do trust the universe, trust your inner being, your soul, and recognize that all is well. And the great thing, Stephanie, is that it's all getting better too.
So I also am hearing you say, don't watch the news.
Oh my God. Amen. Hallelujah. so, so there's so a few comments about that. Let me finish on health, and then I'll get to news. So step one, good feeling thought.
Okay.
Step two is to breathe deeply. So in the Bible, the word spirit actually means breath. And if you want to get connected with like your angels, that high vibration, I said, start breathing and go. And when you breathe in, just think of your breath going all the way down to your toes. Okay.
Okay.
And if you do that 21 times, and I would recommend if you're driving right now, don't do that. You'll get a little dizzy. And what that will do is that'll allow you to flow even more, because what we've done is like when we're in a fearful thing, we go, and we stop that breathing. And what happens is it stops our thinking, it stops our emotion, and it stops us physically to where it literally gets stuck in our minds, emotions, and body, to where we can't let that out and we're not in an accepting, allowing way. So if you'll breathe 21 times, like I'm already a little dizzy over that, you know, and so I told kids like Saturday I was in doing a Happy for No Reason seminar, and there were some kids in there because this teaching, kids love this actually more than the adults, because the kids are, you know, they just kind of came from God, if you will, and so they don't have all these bad beliefs and, you know, stuff that they think their experience is the teacher, and that's not your teacher at all. So, you know, the kids love all this, and they go, hey, you know, and I tell them, hey, you don't have to go do drugs or anything, just breathe hard.
You'll pass out from that the natural way.
Step one, good feeling thoughts, then breathe deeply. And then the third thing is to drink lots of water. That's it. You'll be guided to every supplement, the right food, and everything else. We did an experiment with kids. We put them in a room, and it was a buffet, and they could eat anything that they wanted. We didn't tell them what to eat at all. So initially, they all ran to the dessert thing and ate dessert. Well, within about 8 hours, they were eating the vegetables. They were eating the meat, and they actually had a balance. After a couple of days, they had a balanced meal, because our bodies, we have this infinite intelligence within us that literally every cell that can lead us and guide us to everything that we want. So those are the 3 steps. Now, switch gears to news. So these TV stations have invested millions of dollars to search the world for stuff that has happened bad in the world, okay? And the fact is that you're the creator of your experience. And so with that powerful statement, it's that, my goodness, that I don't have to, you know, if I start looking at that stuff on, oh, this person died and, you know, whatever, that what happened, or that fire, or this disease, or whatever, that what happens is I start thinking about it. And you know what happens? You end up attracting it. Now, you may not attract death, but you might attract, you know, poor health. So what it is cooperative components go around and do it.
It's like that example you'd use at the beginning. If your energy right now is yellow and that energy is red, you make it orange. And that orange may be something different than quote unquote death, but it's still negative.
You got it. You got it. Exactly. And so those are those cooperative components that go around my thought that I just attract. And after a minute of thinking on a thought, that I will start attracting, you know, thoughts, people, circumstances, and events. And so it's magical. We can either have a magical life or not, depending on what we're going to buy into. And so here's a good, like, as far as the news, don't watch the news. And so I typically like to watch sports, or just something kind of that's there, like in the morning, and I'm feeding my little Bella and my little doggy and my Maltese poodle, and so I have something on, and right now, and I like the top 10 on ESPN, because it's just the magnificence of the human body. So I record it, and then I just watch the top 10. Well, now they're doing all this about, Kobe.
I know.
And so here's the lesson. Ask yourself, how do you feel when you feel about it, like Kobe Bryant? Now, I send love to Kobe, and I also have Kobe right here, right now with me. That, see, all that have walked before us can be here now if we believe that and say, hey, they're here, they're angelic now, they can actually help guide us. I had my grandmother all the time helping me be even more loving and kind-hearted because she showed me unconditional love. And so you can literally call, nobody's gone unless you say that they're gone. So kind of a rule of thumb is, first of all, how do you feel? And so if you're not feeling good about it, then don't watch it, turn it off, or switch your channel in your mind and think about something else that you like. And then another good rule of thumb is, if you can't control it, don't think about it, because
Okay.
it'll drive you nuts. I can't control Trump or whatever
Real estate
disease,
market.
Asia, the real
Yep.
estate. I can't control any of that. In
Right.
fact, I can't control any person.
Right.
I can't think for anybody else.
I can't control my husband. Come on. No,
I can't. I know it's very disappointing, but
You're
Leroy,
crushing me here.
he's gonna go like woohoo. But see, we can't think or feel for anybody, and you don't know what anybody else is thinking or feeling. But the only person that we can think and feel for is ourselves. And as we thrive and as we raise our vibration up to all that is and all our desires, everyone around us will thrive as well. Being poor doesn't help feed the poor.
Right.
And that's what we typically do. I call it, don't be a PP. And people say, what are you talking about? And I said, don't be a PP, a people pleaser. Because good luck. You keep on, you trying to please some person, they're changing all the time, just like you are. And so whatever pleases them now, tomorrow may or may not please them. But you're going to find unhappiness. In fact, all of this, Stephanie, is an inside job.
Right.
It's not an outside job. It's not in the outside world. It's my inside job. I live a magical life. I travel the world independently. Well, I have, everything. I just attract amazing people, that wonderful times. I ask every day. I want to laugh more and I want to smile more. And that, see, when you start doing that, when you start asking, but how many of us have asked today, I'd like to smile more and laugh more? And I'm telling you, God can, the universe can deliver laughing more and smiling more, and will give you circumstances and events that will literally lead you into a whole new life, a whole new reality, a whole new infinity and of consciousness and awareness, where you can live your life as you always wanted to, the way your soul wants to, and that is happily ever after.
Well, I think you bring up some great points, because I have done affirmations and I still do them, but now I'm going to switch the way I go about it, because
Yeah.
I think the concept wise, it's a good thing, but I like what you talked about as far as softening the words to where it's more in alignment with your
Yeah.
subconscious
Yes.
mind, so where there's not that friction and there's more
Right.
acceptance.
Yeah.
And then I think the key underlying message is to be more aware, because I think so many of us react we get up, we react, we get ready for work, everything's just a whirlwind, and we
Right.
don't ever take time to stop and think about what we do want. If anything, to be honest, my mindset, like I have used this example before, when I was in high school and you said, hey Stephanie, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
I'd say, I don't know, but I can tell you what I don't want to be. I don't want to be a doctor or a lawyer.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so a lot of my mindset goes to that. And in a sense, it's what you said, where it brings you closer to what you want. But
Yeah.
I think it's there's a key in there where it's focusing on more of what you do want versus dwelling on what you don't to bring what you want into your life.
Yes, and it just so elegantly again stated and exactly, and you really get this, if you will. And what I'd like to do is to offer your audience, you and your audience, my Joy Shop, and for free. And what the Joy Shop is, it's a couple of pages of very good feeling thoughts that raise your vibration and rise it to that of all that is and your desires. And then you'll write down three things. And the three things are, the first thing is to write down what you desire, because we think we know what we want, but I can tell all of us on really what we want, on everything that comes to is the bottom line, the underneath everything, is we want to feel better. And you know why we want to feel better? Because that aligns us with our soul and all that is. And so everything we want, more money, more business, whatever, better relationship, better health, it's because we want to feel better. And so to help you, so you write down three things in the Joy Shop. You read the Joy Shop, you write down what you desire, and you'll become clearer and clearer on what you desire. Like the number one thing is, I want to feel better. But nobody would have written that down, and I would suggest everybody write it down, that the one thing I'm going to ask for every day is to feel better. And so what I desire, then the second thing is to appreciate, and this literally will, in the last 24 hours, to list and force yourself to think about what happened good, okay, in the last 24 hours. What this will do is start literally changing your thought process, your conscious mind, into a more appreciative state. And the
Almost
cool
like a
thing,
gratitude list.
yeah,
Similar to that. Okay. Higher level of energy.
Yep. And so, like, hey, I woke up this morning, some people didn't wake up this morning. And so, just that. And that if you look that, hey, you had just a magnificent show today, and and your hair is great, and, whatever, that you just take a look at anything you can appreciate. The beauty of that second step is whatever I appreciate automatically tells the universe, I want more of it.
I want more of
And
it.
the universe will give you more of it, because the universe is listening to every emotion that's coming from your thoughts, right? Every emotion, and is responding and is answering that. There's
Bring
never a
on the good hair days. Thank you. Okay. We can do this.
Yet the funny thing about those hair days is when you have a bad hair day, nobody else knows it but you. So just forget about it. And then the third thing right, is you pre-pave your day the way you want it. I want my travels to be smooth. Don't even say traffic. I want my travels to be smooth and easy. I want to laugh more. I want to enjoy more. This appointment that I have later on, I want it to go just magnificent. And don't get into the specifics on, I want them to sign the contract. Instead, I want to get along great with them. I want them to hear what I'm saying and me to say, and we both come with open hearts and open minds. Then let God, again, let the Father do the work on getting everything that, the Father knows exactly what you want. It's just a matter of you, instead of being real intense and, gee, I need that. Just relax, be easy, and know it's all coming to you.
All
Okay,
right.
so that's
Awesome. So can you send me the link and we'll link that in the show notes?
yeah. So I'll send it to you. So my email is drhank@drhank.biz. So it's Dr. Hank at drhank.biz. But I'll email you the Joy Shop, and then you can put that in the link on it. And so it's a Word doc that I have. And then again, those three steps are to write down what you want, what you desire. Second one is to what you appreciate. And then the third one is to pre-pave your day, to make your day the way you want it. We can
Perfect.
literally have the power to call it the way we want it.
And then I'll also we'll get your social handles and any other links here in a second. We'll also link the 7daystomore.business.com, which is
Yeah.
your course.
7daysmorebusiness.com is cool, because that is a process that will literally tap you into your subconscious mind, help you to really understand how that is, and then give you some magical sentences that will get you in 7 days more business. That's great.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
So I hate to cut this conversation short because we have so much more I wanted to ask about, but I know you've got to run. I like to ask each guest I have on the show 5 questions, so a little bit to get to know you a little bit better. So the
Great.
first question is, what's one thing that most people don't know about you?
That I'm the happiest man in the world.
I think from listening to this episode, everyone knows that, but we'll take it. We'll take that. Okay. Question 2 is a 2-part question. The first part is, what's the best piece of advice you've ever gotten?
Well, my best piece of advice that I always get is from all that is. And so I channel it and within my soul. And my best advice is to the most important thing for me is to feel good.
All right. Awesome. And then this may coincide with what you just said, but what's the best piece of advice you want to give the audience today?
Yeah, other than that, I would really, my experience has been that the more people that see my videos on YouTube or whatever, and my last name is Seitz, and it's S as in Sam, E-I-T-Z. So it's either Dr. Hank Seitz or Hank Seitz. Like on Facebook, it's Hank Seitz, and to get a hold of me, or LinkedIn. And but on YouTube, if you'll watch my videos, that they're all there, they're free, they're there to help uplift, and so that would be really good counsel. People, what I have experienced, people around me, is when they hang around with me, that it automatically just raises their vibration and better things come to them.
Yeah. Well, they say you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most amount of time with,
Yeah, there you
right?
go. Yeah.
So, all right. Question number 3, what's one of your favorite books or one that's had the greatest impact on you? I think I
Well,
know this one, but we'll see.
I have to say that the greatest impact is Your Royal Path to Riches. It's my last book that I just published in December, and that'll tell you more about the subconscious mind. Also take you into health and abundance, and really it's a book of prayers, if you will, and remember your prayers, your thought on really how to get the things that you desire.
Nice. Okay. And we'll link that as well. You can get that on Amazon.
Yeah.
What is your current morning routine?
So before I even get out of bed, that I invite my soul in, and I ask to have the feelings of my soul, to have the thoughts of my soul, to have my soul be in every cell of my body, to be able to just enjoy this day as never before, and to then fly high and to be in that vibration equal to my desires and where my angels are.
That's awesome. I feel so uplifted after this conversation. And the last question is, how do you unplug and unwind?
Well, there's never really a need to. I just have fun. And so I don't need to, like, oh, it's all been tough and I need to unplug. So there really isn't that. But what I do in order to connect with my soul and all that is I have meditations. And in fact, I have some beautiful meditations. Again, if you email me, I'll be happy to send you some of my, I have meditations. I have like water in the background, whatever. But I even have a gift from your soul, and it's a meditation where your soul will give you a gift that'll just make your life even more dazzling than it already is.
Awesome. So for the guests that are listening, if they want to get in touch with you, we're going to link where they can get your books. We're going to link the 7 Days to More Business course. Where else can they find you?
Well, if you're in Dallas, you can find me live on my events. In fact, the best way is to just, if you want to email me, I'll put you on my list, and I have all kinds of things that the power of attraction and all kinds of seminars that are just amazing with these paraliminals where they literally tap into your subconscious mind to be happy for no reason, to have a money mindset, all kinds of different things. So if you connect with me on that, you know exactly what I have. I'm sending out seminars, and most of it is free.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Stephanie. And and if you do have real estate agents, that I'd love to talk to real estate agents because I help real estate agents to increase their business and their wealth. So if you want to
Yes.
talk to me specifically, I have a patented 5-step process that is guaranteed to increase your business and your wealth. And Stephanie, you're just amazing. And I thank you so much for having me on your show.
Thank you. One more thing, real quick, just to let everybody know, you have your own podcast. Tell us the name of the podcast so that they can also go subscribe and listen.
Yeah, it's Agent Wealth Success,
Okay.
and so you can have it. It's on iTunes, whatever. Goes to about 100,000 people nationally or internationally, I guess. And mainly what that is a lot of my teaching, but also I have top agents, brokers. In fact, I'm going to have you on on my show because you're a top rocking with builders and a listing queen, and so can't wait to share help with your knowledge to be able to help all of my following and people to just be happier, have more business, and health, wealth, and success.
Awesome. No, that sounds great. Great. So we'll thank you for joining us today, and we'll talk soon, and appreciate everything.
Okay, love you. Thank you all. Love you,
Bye-bye.
Stephanie. Thank you. Bye bye.